Hey there. Okay, this is going to be video number 59, but it's going to be video number 21 of module 3, and this time we're going to use the channel commodity index. Alright, and I've prepared a template for you already, and it's right down here at the bottom. Alright, so vid 59, strategy 19, ADX, CCI indicator, and what I've done is that I've actually put some vertical line tools on there for you. Just to give you an idea of where it is that I'm actually placing these lines and why I'm not placing them on every single line. I mean, you can come back here and you should be able to see the reasons why. You can take a look that you see where the line actually crosses, the black line crosses the red right at the same time on the 30 level, and the same right here. Okay, also I want you to take notice of where this line draws through to the bottom part on the CCI. I'm also using the 4-hour time frame, and the results are quite interesting, and what I'm really looking for are areas in the market where when these signals ring true, I'm looking to see if the commodity channel index is actually below this minus 100 level, and this one does. Now this one doesn't. I'm looking for this one. This is a buy trade, this is a sell trade, and this is a buy trade. Alright, so the rules should be the opposite, alright, vice versa. Now this time it doesn't actually go in this territory. Now I'm looking for it to go into that territory because I'm looking for some overbought areas, or the beginning of an overbought area, and then ride the rest of the momentum out and then close off half a position and so forth and so on, and then see how far the rest of it rides. Alright, so let's go back and let's show you another one, and we can see again right here where my rules that I've applied, although this one looks good for a buy, it doesn't equal, where is it? It's not there. It doesn't actually meet in that top half, so that's no good, even though that it did go up. Alright, we don't know this. I mean, we never really know what's going to happen in the future. So I like to look at these patterns to see how many of these patterns actually emerge. Here we've got a sell signal opportunity, and this time it is actually below it, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. And then we got this one over here, which is good for a buy. This one's good for a sell. And this time we're actually above. We're actually, you can see, like, it's just started its momentum to push up above 100. Alright, and then the market goes up. Fair enough, it takes a little bit of a time to get up there, but the general overall trend does make it go up. Alright, so we want to try and see if these kind of areas are actually ringing true all the time, or a majority of the time. So let's just go back, and you can see that I haven't actually marked these ones here because they don't line up at the same time, even though the ADX goes up above 30 and so does the positive directional index go above 30. But I'm applying different rules for this particular strategy. Alright, here is a sell signal. You can see where they crossed over right here, and they're below the minus 100. That's good. Plus it's a red bar, which also helps if it's the same color. Alright, it's quite a large bar as well, so there's a bit of market sentiment behind that. And this one would be no good because the positive directional index doesn't go above the 30 line, so I'd ignore that. Okay, here's one, and I'll actually put that on the next bar actually. I can't really get my bar in there bang on perfect, but I have noticed that on other times I have been able to get my vertical line tool on there bang on perfect. So maybe this could be another element that I should really think about as well. Does my vertical line up exactly where I want it to, or do I have to sort of, like, you know, have an allowance of 1 or 2 bars? You know, all these little things I think about that probably the average guy is saying, well, you don't really need to think about it like that. You can think about it this way. Well, that's all fair enough. Alright, here's another buy trade. Alright, and this actually qualifies, and eventually the market does go up. Alright, here's another one right here, and we are above the 100, so that's pretty cool. Here is another one right here, but it doesn't actually show that it's gone up above the 100 level, even though after a little while it does. So I wouldn't have taken that, because all of the other times, when I've drawn those out, the signal has actually performed and it's come out quite well, provided you actually waited a sufficient amount of time for it to reach profit status. Okay, here is a sell signal right here, and that works out well as well, because we've got the CCI that actually comes below, and these two actually meet up more or less at the same time. Now you might be thinking, oh hey Loz, this is absolutely wonderful. You've come out with so far up to this particular video 19 strategies, but which one of these strategies, if you're a programmer, because I noticed that a lot of traders that I've come across are programmers, and if you're a programmer, you might find that what may be good manually might not be very good for a robot, especially off the MT4 platform. You may have to work off the MT5 platform. Okay, because the MT5 platform has apparently some better rules that aid the trader who's programming the robot to get in at the times when you would get in manually. The MT4 platform actually restricts you until the next bar. But I'm not a programmer. I mean, I've just heard little stories about it, so I don't know what really rings true. But I just let my programmer take care of all the other stuff, and then let him use his little tricks and so forth to actually, the programming tricks to get around that little problem that we have, from waiting for that full bar to come in. Alright, let's take a look at another sell signal, and here's one right here. So that's pretty cool. It's right on a support line, so resistance line, or slash support resistance, but it's all pretty good because the signal, the next bar closes below, so that's okay. But it doesn't come down very much, so again you would need to be pretty alert, pretty nimble to see how you get on 4-hour time frames. You probably could target 40 pips easy on these. There's a buy trade right here. See, that's in between the two, so you might just ignore that if you had to play around with it a little bit. Here's another sell signal right here, but the CCI doesn't actually come below the minus 100 level, so we would ignore that. Then there's a buy signal over here. Oh, now that's, can't see, I'm having to fiddle now in between the bars, so again I would ignore that. Here's another one over here, and this one, look, see, that one just slots right into place. There was no messing around with that vertical line, and that turned out to be a nice trade with the CCI is below minus 100, so that's pretty cool. And here's another sell signal, and again I'm having to plot in between because I can't get them bang on perfect. It's actually sitting in between those lines, so I wouldn't have taken that trade. And one more example, and here's another one. It doesn't actually fit inside, so I'll ignore that one as well. Alright, so give that a go. I mean, I'm going to leave the template as is for the first of these vertical lines in there. You can go ahead and remove those whenever you feel like it by double clicking on it, making sure those two edit points show up, and then you can just press the delete key. Alright, so I hope that video helps out, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye for now.